Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to Warriors Amongst Men, Spirit Amongst Flesh. As always, my name is Sam and I'm here to help you liberate from your flesh, define your purpose and live the life that you came here to live. And today we're going to be talking about 2022 with regards to the Great Awakening process, a bit of an energy update and a bit of a forewarning as to what is to come in the next few years at least. And we're going to talk about the spiritual awakening process of purging. I know many of you have been going through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're talking about the transformation of consciousness. And it even says in the Gospel of Thomas that a prophet will not be recognized in their hometown. And what this means is, at least what I dissect from it, is that after your spiritual awakening, I don't know where you've gone. You've gone on a journey outside, maybe you've in the Sahara Desert or something, or maybe it's on the inside. Either way, you've gone on some sort of journey and you've come back with a new perception and you're a different person. And you go up to people and they don't recognize you for who you are now. They only recognize you for who you were. They see the old you and they look at you kind of different. They're like, you've changed. And you look at them like, my goal was always to change. Change is the only constant in the universe. And I'm going to come to the purging process, what we actually go through in this process of spiritual transformation. And this is what I can see coming in the future. But I'm not saying that the purging process is going to take place in 2022. But I am saying that it is coming. Eventually, in the next few years, it is coming. And this isn't because I'm a prophet. I'm not a prophet. I don't like predicting the future, but I like to look at all different sort of information and connect the dots together. And recently I've come across some information on Project Looking Glass. And I know many of you may have heard of this and maybe you've studied it and you know more about it than even I do. But I want to talk about it and at least bring it to your attention. And it seems like a little bit far-fetched at first. And what Project Looking Glass is it's basically a technology where they can see into the future. And, many people's level of consciousness will probably think, oh, that's crazy, but let's think about it. Most people don't even believe in ghosts at this point. Right? But when I come across this, I found it very interesting because I actually came across it on David Icke's website, and I respect David, and if you actually read his books, I know many people want to judge without, they're judging a book by its cover without actually looking. They just hear what the mainstream media says and just, brush it aside without doing their own due diligence and investigation. I actually respect his work, and I find him quite a grounded and skeptical source of information. Even though he does say some quite far out there things, he doesn't seem to believe in anything, right? It's very hard for David to believe in anything without sort of a lot of evidence and putting the dots together. So when I saw this video on his website, I was a little bit intrigued. And David has been talking about the Great Awakening process for a long time, and he says that it's written that the Great Awakening is inevitable. And you guys know my perception on it if you've been watching my videos for a while. I talk a lot about Dolores Cannon, the New Earth. I've been doing videos on the timeline split, the splitting of the timelines. But there are many people that think that all this New Earth 5D stuff is just New Age nonsense and has no bearing in reality. And these people are more skeptical sort of conspiracy theorists most of the time. And I'm not against being skeptical. You got to be skeptical of things. Don't just believe naively, right? But when this information comes from someone like David Icke, it makes it a lot more convincing to me, and I want to look into it and see what there's obviously more to the story, and I'm not just believing everything that I hear. But so the video that I came across on his website was from a military insider, and he was talking about this technology as if he knows it very well, and he is someone that has worked with this technology very closely, and he says that this technology is sort of based in the string theory and possible futures. and it works a little bit like chess. And if you consider a chessboard, you're always trying to predict the moves that are to come ahead, right? And then you can move your pieces in the right places according to the moves that your opponent has made. And so the military supposedly use this technology to look into the future, and then they can basically input different choices and see what the outcomes will be. And what they found was that in the future, in the next sort of 3 to 4 years from now, 2024 maybe, there's basically, before this, there was multiple timelines. But now, the timelines have converged into one. They've merged into one. So there's just one timeline in the future. All the other timelines are either merging into one or being deleted. You know, I've got videos on it, and I've just done a video on this on my Keys to the Kingdom Patreon, and I went into this more in depth about how the timelines are splitting and the lower frequency planes are being deleted. You can check that out in the link below if you're interested. And this military insider in this video that I watched is basically saying that the future is written. So by 2024, whenever it is, basically there comes a time in the future where the truth will be exposed, the truth will be known, the lies will be known. And I've been saying for a long time that the truth is coming to the surface on this planet, and it's the end game for the liars out there. So as within, so without, what happens on the inside, what happens on the outside, right? It's one and the same. Everything that happens out there in the dimensions also happens on the inside. Like how the earth is made out of, what, 72% water? And your body's made out of 72% water? I would say it's exactly the same. Even the word earth is an anagram for the word heart. And the heart is the generator of the body, it's the pump of the body. The heart is, I've already said in other videos how the world is a hologram of the heart, right? And Earth is a hologram of the heart. Everything that happens out in the holographic reality is a reflection of what's going on in the human psyche, of what's going on within us. Our level of consciousness is reflected in our world, obviously. And I'm not sure if you're listening to this and really seeing what this really means with regards to our individual lives and on the collective scale also. If you think about it, if the earth is going to know the truth, if people are going to know the truth everywhere, the truth transforms people, right? Knowledge transforms us. The knowledge and the information that we receive changes our perception of the world, then changes our behaviour. And the truth is the deleter of belief systems, right? Because now you know, right? Like, for example, I know many of you have gone through a spiritual awakening, and what caused your spiritual awakening? It was lies being exposed. Truth came into your reality and it made you question everything. And truth has a certain frequency to it, just like how lies and certain belief systems, deceptions, it all has a certain frequency to it. And when our perception changes to the truth, we go through a frequency transformation, and this is reflected in our lives. I know, even reading David's books, when you look into his spiritual awakening, he has said in his books that during his spiritual awakening process, he speaks of his purging process that took place, because with his new perception came a transformation in consciousness, and this was reflected in his reality, and he went round cleaning his house multiple times. And your new perception reflects a new reality, so we have to go through some sort of breakdown to get some sort of breakthrough. And this can be a bit of a painful process. We call it the purging process. I've spoken about it here on my YouTube channel before, and I've seen it with many different people that I've spoken to. If you study ayahuasca retreats, many people, the first thing that happens when they take ayahuasca, they sick it all up. And I've seen people get possessed. I've seen possession with my own eyes, and after the possession has taken place and we've removed the entity, then the possessed person has then thrown up and sicked loads of stuff out, and even if they've got empty stomachs, this can still happen. But what are they really puking up? What they're puking up is negative energy. And what is negative energy? It's the programs that are locking us in lower states of consciousness. So the truth is very healing. The truth comes in, and immediately we don't like it, do we? Has anyone ever heard the truth and liked it? No, because it requires change. The truth is always controversial. The word controversial in its etymological roots means coming face to face with change. And no one likes controversial messages, do they? No one really wants to hear the truth. We all say we want it, but is anyone actually up for it when it happens? The truth is like light entering your being, and it purges the darkness out, right? You can't be a full cup and receive the truth. The truth comes in and it gets rid of everything that was there. And so when we are releasing our programs, whether that comes from throwing up or through cleaning your house or through arguments with people in your relationships around you, maybe people are bringing things to the surface in you. You know I went through many of these experiences when I gave up a porn addiction. I had to purge this energy out, and it was painful. I know even when I stopped smoking weed, my brain was addicted to the sort of dopamine hit and that reality, that escapism. So it was painful to become sober. Anyone that's gone through any sort of addiction will know what I'm talking about. And this is the releasing of the programs, the satanic programs, the programs that have been put in our minds by the satanic network since the day that we've been born. I'm not saying that a great purge is inevitable in 2022, but I am saying that it is coming in the next few years. If the truth is to come to the surface in the next few years, then we are going to go through a purging process. And I know many of you have already gone through this, so you don't need to worry about it in your own life. You're not going to have this purging come to you because you've already done the work to seek the truth and to integrate the truth into your being and allow it to change you. You've gone through this transformation process, but many people are going to be finding out about the truth in the next few years, and they're going to have to go through this purging process. So what I am saying in this video is, why wait? You might as well do some retreats in 2022, find some healers, do some rituals, do some ceremonies. Whatever you have a calling to do some meditations, do some sound bath healing. I offer personalized subliminal reprogramming. You know, as a healer, hypnotherapist myself, I'm helping people in this transformation process. You see, when it comes to this great awakening process, either you do the work now in your own time, or the universe is going to do it when you're not quite expecting it, so it's best to get it done now. And I speak a lot about facing your fears. I speak a lot about facing the devil within you. And if we look at the numerology of 2022, if we add up all the numbers, that's what we do in numerology. Obviously 2 + 2 + 2 equals 6. And what comes to mind with me, I think the most significant figure or representation of the number 6 is the body, right? The body, like I said, is the biological computer, of course, for the holographic reality that we live in. It's your home, right? Like Earth is your home, but Earth is an anagram for the word heart, and heart is the center of the body. The body is your home in this holographic reality, and the body is made up of carbon, which is primarily made out of 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and 6 protons. And this is why I say liberate from your flesh, because it's the flesh that has been programmed and can be programmed. And this is why I talk a lot about deprogramming the flesh. Liberate from the flesh. Get rid of your old satanic programs, or when I say satanic, I'm saying programs that are making you turn against nature. They are in direct opposition to nature. Nature is an evolutionary force, and Satanism represents the involutionary force. These forces are reflected in our lives when we are living lives of fear, when we're living lives of lack, and when we're living lives of confusion. We don't know, we're just lost in life. We don't know what's true, we don't know who we are, we don't know what we're doing here. And that's humanity. Because humanity has become disconnected from nature, they've become disconnected from themselves and therefore their own true creative essence. This is why people are living jobs that they hate, they're eating diets that are unhealthy and diets that are immoral, that their bodies are not even designed to eat. And 2022, I'm here to put it out there that make this the year where you go through a spiritual transformation and you start to live a life that you actually care about. You get out of these toxic relationships and toxic environments and create the new earth. Where does the new earth come from? It comes from us leading the way for others to follow. So we have to face our fears and live with courage. So thank you so much for tuning in, my friends, and if you actually want to work with me, I do one-to-one sessions and I do subliminal deprogramming to get you back into alignment with your true heart's calling and to remove the programming that is holding you back. And I've also got a Patreon account where I've created a school to further your study on the occult art of magic, basically, and I call it Keys to the Kingdom, where I go a lot deeper into all of the subjects that you see here on my YouTube channel. You'll find over 100 videos and audiobooks that are exclusive and are designed to help you remove your blockages and live the life that you came here to live, of freedom, health and abundance. Now, before I go, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been supporting my work this year, and you are appreciated. Thank you so much. And also, if you have anything you want to add to this video, then please let me know in the comment section below. What do you think's going on in 2022? Where are you at? I know there's a lot of intuitives out there, psychics and weirdos, and I want to hear from you, so let me know in the comment section. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace and love, my friends.